A woman, pregnant with child, willingly used her unborn baby as bait, inviting thousands of centipedes and maggots to burrow into her body and devour the fetus. This was no act of madness, but the first step in mastering Thailand's most sinister black magic, the blood fetus curse. If successful, she would transcend the mortal realm and become a powerful vengeful spirit, untouchable by gods or demons. As a monk chanted an ancient incantation, swarms of strange insects gathered around her, crawling up her body until she was completely encased in a cocoon of flesh. The monk, sensing the critical moment had arrived, unleashed the final spell, chanting faster and faster. Suddenly, the sky roared with thunder and torrential rain. The earth around her cracked open, glowing with a strange golden light. A pale hand emerged from the dirt. She had completed her transformation. But there was no joy in her eyes, only hatred. Meanwhile, the object of her vengeance, a man who had wronged her deeply, had used his mastery of dark Thai sorcery to rise to the top of high society. Wealthy elites surrounded him, and his influence was ever growing. Determined to destroy him, the woman began targeting his business partners one by one. He soon caught wind of her actions and went to investigate, only to find one of his allies reduced to a dried-up corpse. Realizing who was behind it, he acted fast. At the same time, he reconnected with Xiao Shuai, a young man who had long harbored feelings for him. When Xiao Shuai heard that the woman he adored had returned, he was overjoyed. But he had no idea that she was no longer human, she had become a ghost. Meanwhile, the man received a disturbing message from the police. All his associates had been mysteriously killed. Alarmed, he retrieved an ancient sword, blessed and sealed on his altar, in preparation for the supernatural threat he now faced. That very night, the woman transformed into the image of his new girlfriend and seduced him. When the man stepped into the shower, she revealed her true form. But to her shock, the man was ready. He pulled out a statue of the Buddha, and its holy light blasted her across the room, reducing her to a pool of blood. Thinking he had won, the man began a new ritual to track down her lingering spirit. Elsewhere, Xiao Shuai found the woman, now gravely injured. She confessed everything, the black magic, the vengeance, the cost. Her dark powers were no match for the man's increasing strength, and now she was dying. Yet Xiao Shuai didn't flinch. When he learned she could only heal by absorbing human blood, he immediately offered his own, without hesitation. But she refused. As they argued, the man's minions broke in, carrying another Buddha statue. But this time, they were ready. Xiao Shuai smashed the statue, and the woman quickly consumed their life force. Still, the wounds from the earlier attack were too severe. Even after absorbing their energy, she was no match for the man and his ancient sword. There was only one way to complete the final phase of the blood fetus curse. She had to drink the blood of her one true love. Xiao Shuai agreed without hesitation. Shortly after, the monk the man had hired was killed by the now fully transformed woman. Enraged, the man swung his sword only to be fatally stabbed through the chest by a ghostly figure. It was Xiao Shuai. The so-called ultimate form required their souls to merge into one. Together, they destroyed the man who had committed countless sins. At long last, justice had been served. The story ends here.